Hello everyone. So welcome back to Atlassian updates. I'm doing this session after a while, and in this session we will go through some of the recent updates, some of the recent interesting updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. Now the first update that I have for you is about Rovo. Now Rovo, when it first came out, I was not really sure about its capabilities, and I believe that was obvious because it was new. And when there is a new tool, new thing that comes out, especially a new feature within Atlassian ecosystem, we should not expect a lot from it. But lately, in the last few months, especially in the last couple of months, I have been playing with Rovo a lot. I have tried it in Jira, I have tried it in Confluence, and I think overall Atlassian is doing a lot when it comes to AI. And Rovo, of course, is focused within Atlassian ecosystem. It is meant to be used and to do wonderful things within Jira, Confluence, and I'm sure there are a lot of upcoming features related to Rovo. But recently, I noticed this update on the community where I noticed create with Rovo. So if you go through this page, you can actually learn about, so don't worry about the links. You'll find all the links in the description. But if you go through the update, you will basically see this new option here called create with Rovo. And I thought I'll probably also show you if you go to your Confluence instance. If you're listening to this podcast, you can try it out. You can just go to Confluence. I believe this should be there in all the instances, but the Confluence is of course a place where you can collaborate with your team members, where you can create documents, you can use it for a variety of use cases. But apart from just creating a page using the templates that you're familiar with and using macros, you can now also use Rovo. So let me show you. So let me just go to one of my development instance, and I will try to show you how this new feature works. And this is actually really interesting because I also was working with one of my client, and that client was also trying to use this feature. So if you click on the create button on top when you're in Confluence, again, if you are listening to this on your podcast, do give it a try when you have access to Confluence, when you get a chance. So here it says on top, create with Rovo, and it says labs. So I believe it's a new thing. It will do stuff, but maybe it is not really production ready. But we'll still play. We'll still see what it can do. Now I will probably ask here a question. Create a page to summarize all the work items in Jira assigned to me, and all the other tickets separately. So let us see what it can do. I'm just trying to throw this random query, and Rovo will, because I've tried this before, this is not the very first time I'm playing with this. So Rovo will create a page for us. Now, if you look here, it says Rovo can search, pull insights from a lot of other tools. I'm still trying to see and figure out how it will work with other tools, but you can see right now, it is now creating a page, and it is now also showing us a table. So my assigned work items, it is now showing us a JQL, but on top I can also see some quick links. And the way it works is it will basically give you not only the details, but also it will do the work for you. So if you have to create or insert a macro, a Jira macro, it will do that for you. It is not consistent all the time. For example, right now it says one issue assigned to me, and I can see here that there is a JQL, but it has not really inserted the actual table, which is fine. It is not bad because it is still doing a lot. And at the bottom, it is also highlighting all the other issues where the current user is not the assignee, right? So this is good. So it can also be used to create pages and follow some kind of a template. And I think with time it will get better. So this is really good, and I thought I'll probably talk about it because when it comes to training someone on using Confluence or Jira, I think Rovo can actually take our jobs, which is a bit concerning. I mean, not really. I mean, you never really know, but overall it is good. It is good for everyone. So I thought I'll probably highlight this so you can also give it a try. So go to this link and try create with Rovo in Confluence. The other update is basically about Team26. So this update is all about getting some free tickets, but mainly Team26 tickets. If you're interested, of course you can give it a try. You can basically share your usage the way you have been using Rovo. So yes, Atlassian is trying to get some feedback, which they always do, which is good, which I appreciate. And Atlassian will also get in touch with you and get on a call with you to ask you to show or share how you have been using a specific feature or specific thing in Atlassian, like using any other Atlassian tool. But in this case, I think they are especially interested in Rovo. So if you are looking for free tickets, or in case you're just curious, or you're just interested in sharing your use case to Atlassian, I think this will be good. And you can see here a lot of people are trying to comment, and they are also I guess interested. So I thought I'll probably share this with all of you. Sometimes whenever I have chance, I do participate, or I ask my team members to participate. I think it is always good to engage with Atlassian. The next update is about Atlassian Analytics. Now, I got a chance to play with Atlassian Analytics a little bit, not really in great detail, but Atlassian Analytics is also getting new features, improvements. Now, Atlassian Analytics, the way it works, essentially it pulls data from Jira and it stores it somewhere, and then you report on it. You basically write SQL queries to create reports, and you can do quite a lot, like advanced reporting. I'm not really sure how Atlassian Analytics will compare if you are trying to do a comparison of Snowflake, Tableau. I don't know. There are other data lakes because companies are using it. And Atlassian Analytics I know is new. It is not really like a very old tool, but it works nicely. I've seen it. I've played with it a little bit. This update is actually about some more supported data. For example, we all know about Teams in Jira. Teams in Jira, when it came out, it was not massively useful. Like you can create a team, but when you add people to those teams, it is not really like a group. You were not really able to use it everywhere. But now I think it is getting better. Atlassian Teams is getting better. So you can create a team, you can then have ownership, you can also have like a mapped group to it. But the thing is that it is still not there yet, because you can always have, ideally you should have some kind of a sync, or these things should work together. Like when you're talking about groups and teams, and when you're talking about how you're going to use those teams in your Jira instance, who can basically control or the permissions around teams. And most importantly, you should also have more information when it comes to teams. Usually team is not just about 3 people are part of a team, and then I don't know, that is not really usually enough for doing something useful. And of course we have Atlassian assets, CMDB, where you can of course elaborate your team, and then you will have to also worry about keeping your team in sync with groups, in sync with assets. But ideally team should be able to handle it on its own, but I'm sure it will improve. This update is actually about this team type and some related data like managed by column that will appear, or that I believe is now supported by Atlassian Analytics. So do give it a try in case you're using Atlassian Analytics. One thing which I don't like is there is no way to evaluate Atlassian Analytics. Maybe there is. If you know there is a way to evaluate Atlassian Analytics, you should let us know. The thing is that because we consultants, it is our job to stay on top with these updates. But if we have no way to evaluate, no way to try it out, then it is a problem for us. And when you're working with our clients, then it is a problem, because especially for a company like ours, we are not really official Atlassian partners. We are independent, but and I think that is fine. But still, there should be a way for everyone to try new tools or new features. Atlassian Analytics is one such thing which is not easily accessible. Anyways, this update is useful and you should give it a try. All right. The other thing that I want to talk about, this event, which is I believe some online event, and I know, I'm sure most of you are aware, there are a lot of online quizzes that happen all the time. And if you have time, only if you have time, I think you should consider participating, because when you participate in these events, you basically get a chance to not only engage with others, but you also will learn. You will always end up learning. These days, there is so much happening in this Atlassian ecosystem. You should always try to block some time in your availability, like maybe a couple of hours every week, to go to Atlassian community, participate in maybe once in a while some events, maybe once a month. I think is probably enough. If it is online, that is also fine. But I think doing it online is much more easier. You just log in and spend 1 hour of your day. But yeah, do consider this upcoming quiz, finale Obstini versus new Jira Avengers. So this will be interesting, right? So I might join, and if you're there, then we can say hi to each other. All right. So these are the updates, and there are a couple of other things that I also want to talk about. Recently, we posted this this blog where we talked about using or assessment of Jira for solving a problem and using Jira for your use case. And because we are independent Atlassian consultants, and we help our customers, clients get the most out of Atlassian tools. Jira is a good tool. It's a great tool, but it is not always, the best tool for doing everything. So always, and again, I'm making this video for Jira consultants, Jira admins who are trying to learn, and also companies trying to move to Jira, or maybe you are thinking of just rolling out Jira for a new team. Always do some assessment in the beginning. Sometimes it is quite obvious that Jira is the right tool. For example, if you have been using ServiceNow for service desk for your ITSM, and you want to save money, then it makes sense to move to Jira Service Management, right? If you're using Excel sheets for tracking and you're struggling to collaborate, then yeah, maybe Jira can potentially, in most cases, solve the problem. But in case you're using Salesforce, or maybe you have some other CRM and you're thinking of using Jira like a lightweight CRM, potentially yes, but you will be disappointed because Jira is not really meant or designed to become a CRM. Yes, you can do wonderful things. You can always create a project and you can also have fields. But the whole idea of using Jira is that it is basically an issue tracking tool, right? I keep on saying this. Never forget that Jira is an issue tracking tool or work item tracking tool. So whenever you create a work item, you are meant to close it. You should have a life cycle. There is no point in keeping a task open forever. I mean, you can do that, but nothing will happen. But you're not really using Jira for what it was meant for, what it is meant for. So always think twice and do some assessment. Hire a consultant, and maybe you can ask ChatGPT, Gemini. They will also, these tools will always tell you. But the whole point was that do some assessment in the beginning, right? Because you're spending money. You're spending money not only on the tools, but also on people, right? So, and it is not just one time spend that you have to do. So if you make a mistake in the beginning, like a big mistake, then it will be a problem. So better to spend some time in the beginning, spend some money, hire a consultant, and get some assessment done. And of course, in case you need any help, we can always help you. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is this video of the week. Now, recently we made a video where we talked about service limits in Atlassian automation rules. These service limits are important because if you're going to use Jira, especially if you're going to Jira Cloud, then I'm sure you might want to do a lot, right? You might want to move away from your scripts and then use automation rules. But automation rules on Jira Cloud, if you're not on enterprise plan, then there is a limit, right? And also you need to be also aware of the automation rule service limits, like how many components you can have, how many components per rule you can have, how many for how long your rule can run, right? So there are things that you need to be aware of. And in this video, I just talked about these things. And you can also get notified, by the way. So you can always get a rule to get notified on these service limit breaches. So this video might be useful to you. And yeah, that is it. I know a short update, but I hope you found this update useful. Of course, you can follow these updates on our YouTube channel, but you can also subscribe to our podcast. If you go to Spotify, just search for my name, Ravi Sagar. And we also have a newsletter, by the way. So just go to ravisagar.in/newsletter, and then you will be able to subscribe to our updates. We don't really send too many updates, just once in a while whenever there is something significant, maybe once a week, but you will get updates related to Atlassian ecosystem. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this session, in this podcast, in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, you listening to this podcast, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.